Hey everybody, I am Artosis, and I'm here casting another set of replays from the Korean Weekly Open. And this one's going to be SlayerSMin against IMYongHwa, two amazingly good players. By the way, big thanks to ESV TV for giving me some replays. I just felt like doing some casts for my YouTube. Speaking of which, it would really help me out if you would go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That is youtube.com/ArtosisTV. But enough of that, let's get into this game. The map is Ohana. I'm sure that you recognize it from the Blizzard ladder. This is, in fact, an ESV-made map. It's a pretty fun map. As far as PvZs go, we normally see really long, really good matches here. Now, if you haven't watched the cast I did previously to this, it's actually YongHwa against another Slayers player, and that would be Koka on, in fact, this map. And YongHwa defeated Koka in that first round. So Min should know what's going on. YongHwa likes to go ahead and do a pylon block at the natural hatchery, and then, you know, normally Zerg just goes over to the third and makes a hatchery, but then YongHwa likes to cannon it. We saw him cannon over here, and it's a very powerful move that's really popular right now in the Korean metagame, so that's something that Min is going to have to be very careful about. Now, YongHwa is looking for a drone to pop out of here so he can go chase it down and, you know, throw down a pylon over here, so we'll see how long it takes for Min to actually go over there. Min not leaving quite yet. In the meantime, YongHwa getting his forge ready. With this style, of course, you do have to go forge first. And, you know, while we wait for this, let me say a little bit about Min, in case anyone doesn't know SlayerSMin. This guy actually, at one point in time, was the best creep spreader on the planet. Way before the queens got better, this guy was spreading creep across the biggest maps in the game completely. In fact, there's a game, I believe it's from the GSTL several seasons back, when Tasis and I were commentating it, where he actually got creep all the way across Belshir Beach Winter Edition, like the entire way. I've seen him against, I believe it might have been against Bomber, but anyways, it was just the most insane creep spread. He's really, really good at that. So notice that we do have the Queen and Lings coming out. He waited a long time to actually come down here and try to take it. You know, normally what happens is the Zerg will go ahead, throw down a pool, come down and expand. But since his teammate saw what YongHwa was doing, played against him and lost to it, you know, the pylon block into the cannon, Min went ahead and just waited a little bit instead of wasting any economy. And that's a really good move to do against YongHwa, because, I mean, obviously he's not going to be able to do anything to you in that regard. So the expansions might be a little bit slower than you might normally see Zerg expansions, but he didn't waste any time with his drones running around. He didn't have to cancel a hatchery. It was a really good adjustment here by Min. So already he's in a much better spot than his teammate was in the last round. So anyways, taking a look at all this, it's all very standard, very normal right now. YongHwa playing quite safely, keeping this probe here. He doesn't want to let any Lings run in. And, of course, the Cybernetics core going down. A couple gases in the main. That means it's not going to be like just a straight-up 7 or 8 gate. The Overlord placement, very good. You can watch for that Cybernetics core and know when it finishes and know how long he can sit in here and watch. And he just gets as much intel as possible, you know, like makes the Protoss be careful where they put buildings and whatnot. So, I'll be interested to see what YongHwa opens with here. This is a good map to open with Robo. It's also a fine map to go ahead with a quick Stargate on. Now, YongHwa, he mixes those two up quite a bit. We don't normally see him, though, go for Twilight play all that often. I mean, he has done some here and there, but what Protoss hasn't? But I expect to be either the Stargate or the very fast Robo. But with that +1 going, I wonder what he's going to do with that. It could be the 4-gate pressure, but also IM Protosses sometimes go for 5-gate pressure into Stalker drops, and it's like a really powerful way to play. We'll see if he goes for that. In the meantime, SlayerSMin, a pretty standard gas timing here, around the 6-minute mark. His third base is up. His Queen's on the way. Already has one in the main and the natural. Just very standard from both players so far. And there you go. Some pretty quick additional gates. He's chrono boosting this quite heavily. So it looks like he definitely wants to do a +1 timing push. You know, just put a little bit of pressure, a little bit of damage on. Already pushing out with these a little bit. you know, a Stalker, it has a nice quick move speed, the same as a Zergling off creep, so he can escape from that. And with the Zealot there, I mean, this is not something that Min actually wants to engage. If he engages it, he wants a Queen there. With the new increased range to really help out with that. So this is just some nice pushing, and it's allowing him to get up this very quick pylon. Now, the Zergling's coming out. Looks like Min has decided it's time to start reducing the numbers of everything, especially before that +1 finishes, and in fact going to try to chase his Stalker home. The Stalker, though, being microed very well right now against these Lings, and with the second Stalker going to be able to push them back. But Warp Gate's about to finish. He already has the 4 gateways. And +1 is about to finish as well. Very well timed out, and he's going to be able to warp in either 4 Stalkers or 4 Zealots. He is getting the Robo, so I wouldn't be too surprised if he goes right into Stalkers. You know, that's something, as I mentioned before, is pretty popular right now, but he's going to go ahead and switch into Zealots to deal with the Zerglings even better. And, well, we have 2 Roaches and 2 Lings out right now, so this pressure is going to do a lot. He's going to have to make a lot of units. In fact, he just started 3 Drones and 5 Overlords, starting to make some more Roaches now. These rocks are not broken down, of course, not this early anyways. And he's starting to do a good amount of damage with only a couple Roaches coming up. Oh! Almost surrounds with the drones there. Well done. Let's take a look at the health. And he's doing a good job picking things out. And with these additional Stalkers, the Roaches are going to be in a lot of trouble now. 9 Roaches are on the way, but those are going to be a little bit slow. And Younghwa is doing a ton of damage with this so far. The Overlords have taken a lot of damage. It looks like he wants to go for the hatch, though, as opposed to any Overlords. And as these Roaches come out, the Stalkers will be microing against them. He's got to be careful not to get surrounded. And, of course, these Zealots going to go up and help out against the drones. This is going so well for Younghwa right now. He is dealing a ton of damage with this for very, very little cost. In fact, I am really liking this build. It was a very quick 4-gate pressure. You know, spending a lot of chrono boosts on that warp gate research. Definitely something I'm thinking about stealing right now afterwards. Now, we do have the Roaches coming out and pushing forward. He has 10 more Roaches on the way, but the Stalker can be micro quite well against Roaches without speed, even though they don't have Blink yet. But Blink and +2 is on the way already. These Roaches going really low on health, bringing some Zealots to help tank some damage as well. Going to be very hard for the Roaches to actually micro against all this. Now, Younghwa once again committing over here. But a lot of Roaches can come up for a flank because of this, so he's going to have to be careful, and it looks like he might be able to target this down. In fact, yeah, he's going to be able to kill that, just leaving the Zealots and running away with Stalkers, losing some Stalkers, but he's killed that 3rd hatch, and now Younghwa can get out of here, and in the meantime, he has taken a 3rd base, he has his Robo up, he's getting an Immortal. Does he have? Yeah, he has 2 Observers already, +2 on the way, Blink as well. Everything looking amazing for Younghwa right now, and Min in a lot of trouble. What is Min going to do from here? It looks like he's getting an Infestation Pit, and I mean, that's a good call. He may as well. His economy is messed up. He doesn't have a lot of minerals, but as we see, he does have all 4 gases, so that's going to be plenty of gas to actually support Infestors for now. But right now, Younghwa is just kind of in a dominating spot. You know, Min may be up a little bit in supply, but look at this. 55 robes to 50 drones. He's going to have his 3rd base up before this 3rd is remade for Min. His upgrades are fantastic with +2 about to finish and Blink just finishing now. Making plenty of cannons. See, this is how good Younghwa is. He realizes, well, I am just so ahead right now. Throw down a couple cannons, put the gateway wall in front. This is a really easily defensible location for him. And Min's going to have a hard time getting aggressive at all if that's what he wants to do. But Min right now switching out of Roach, and that's appropriate. You know, I think he's going to get +1 melee attack as opposed to +1 Roach attack. If you keep on Roaches from here, it's going to be difficult to get anything done. But he is getting speed, he is getting Infestors, getting that macro hatch that he's going to need badly as well. There you go, it is that +1 melee, so I'm not surprised about that. I mean, that's the only thing he can do. What he's going to want to hope for, and look at that wall, by the way, that's beautiful. There's no way for Lings or Roaches to get by. This is all tight on this side, which gives only this area. This is the only weak area of Younghwa, and of course that's where all his units are. Even the, well, I guess actually he has a hole here. He needs to put a Zealot there just in case, though. But anyways, you know, what basically Min is going to be hoping for here is to utilize Fungal Growth to actually take out as many sentries as possible, because the forest fields are just too strong against the type of Zerg army that we're seeing right now. You know, it's got some Roaches in there, but it's going to be mostly Ling-based. So once he takes out the sentries, or at least a good number of them, makes them waste a lot of forest fields, then he's going to want to try to surround everything with Zerglings. And, you know, of course, Immortal's not so good against Zerglings. It's a good choice. But, you know, Younghwa knows what's going on, basically. And he's switching right into Colossus, which is a great counter against both Infestors and Lings. But Min going immediately up to the Hive, and going up to that Hive is very smart as well, because he knows that YongHwa is very likely to be switching into Colossus because of the tech switch of Min. I mean, this gets pretty complicated the further you go, but he realizes, okay, he's going to need either Broodlords or Ultralisks to actually deal with this. And it looks like he's probably going to go with Ultras, as we don't have any Spires started yet. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be an okay choice, because that's going to get him through Force Field. So if no attacks actually occur until he has an Ultralisk Scout or multiple Ultralisks, he doesn't have to use all his fungals on these sentries. The sentries become almost worthless when Ultralisks get into play. And with that Baling Nest, that means that what he's going to want to do then is fungal everything down, make the Ultralisk break force fields, and roll Banelings and everything. And, I mean, this is a good plan by him. And in fact, I just want to point out, I was talking before about his creep spread, and despite all the early damage he took, it's already looking really great. So Min really showing his prowess in that regard right now. And a second Baling Nest being started for Min. Let's see if I can find that. Ultralisk Cavern on the way. Baling Nest with Baling Speed on the way. Okay, he canceled the second Baling Nest. He realized he already had it. Okay, so a ton of Lings out right now, basically. Burrow on the way as well. I like that. You know, if he doesn't have an Infestor with his army, that is, I mean, Observer with his army, that's something that can be very big. And in fact, he got one of the Observers. Actually, that leaves no Observers left. So Burrowed Banelings are something that can be very useful now. Baneling Speed isn't done yet, and YongHwa is moving out. This is actually the best time for YongHwa to attack. This is right before the Ultralisk Cavern is done, and this is right before Baneling Speed is done. So if he hits at this time, slow Banelings never gonna connect here. So here we go, moving forward, fungling things down. A lot of Lings and Banelings coming in. The Banelings hitting the Immortal, it looks like, and so many good force fields going on. No Ultras. Perfect attack timing by YongHwa. Expect a GG momentarily here. I mean, there's nothing that he can do from here. This is way too good of Protoss army. There are some Ultras on the way, but that was just the perfect timing right before Ultras could break through the force fields. So the force fields protected absolutely everything. Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to GG. It's as simple as that. We'll be seeing that in a second. I mean, he obviously wants to use those Ultras as they pop out, see if he can get something done. The answer, though, of course, is not against a player the caliber of YongHwa. So, guys, watch for the death. But don't worry, because this is a best of 3, and just check out my YouTube, because all of them are going to be there. Absolutely. So, here, down come the Ultras, but with Immortals, damage done to those is going to be significant. The drones come out, and it looks like, here we go. The GG is incoming for sure. YongHwa going up to 4 bases during all this. And there you go. GG. There you have it. Guys, thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our youtube.com/ArtosisTV.